Today, I want to talk to you about your value, what you see yourself being worth. So, I was talking to my sister the other day, and she's in school to get her bachelor's degree. And the first week of assignments, she gets her grade back, and she made a 98.9. And of course, she calls me all upset. Before the conversation was over, she was crying because of my reaction. But she made a 98.9 for the first week of class. And so it's hard for me to see it from kind of where she is. Of course, I have compassion. But because I taught for so long at the college level, we can't take a grade as our worth, as our value. It is just a symbol of what the professor thought that you deserve for that week. It doesn't have anything to do with who you are. It doesn't have anything to do with your worth. It's just that one symbol. But what matters is how you feel about yourself. What matters is, you did the work, you worked as hard as you could, you put thought in it, and you turned in the best that you could do. That's it. So for me, I'm just like, okay, 98.9 is probably as close as you can get to 100 as possible. So I know as a professor, a former professor, that first of all, it's very hard to give somebody 100%. It's like saying that you're perfect. So first week of school, you still got, 4 weeks or however long the quarter is. You still got that much longer until class is over. You have no way to grow. If I give you 100, there's no room to grow. And it's also like saying that you're perfect. And it could be tough, right? You get somebody who wants 100% and you giving them a 98.9. It could be tough. It could be a tough act to follow. It's kind of like because she emailed the instructor, and I don't know the response, but I just know she emailed the instructor about how she can improve. I get it, right? I get it that she wants 100%. To me, an A is an A is an A. But I know that you have to be careful about attaching your value to a grade. They're two separate things, right? It's just somebody's opinion of what you did for 1 week. That's it. Based on a rubric. It's not who I am. It doesn't indicate my value. It doesn't. So I think sometimes we get kind of caught up in the wrong things, because as an educator, I'm thinking, did you spend time thinking about this assignment? How can you apply this work that you did this week to improve your life? How can you apply what you learned? Like, are you better, because of what you read? Was there anything that you agree with in the text? Is there anything that you didn't agree? What did you learn from your classmates? So that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about, how can this change your life? Not necessarily how can you get an A, right? So I think sometimes we just think about the wrong things. We take things out of context. And I guess too, is kind of where you are, your perspective. But to me, it's so much more to learning than just getting an A, because I would take somebody who made a C all day long. If that person is thinking, they're using their critical thinking skills, they use their problem solving skills, they use tools outside of the classroom to help them think on a different level. They learn from their classmates. They really gave some consideration. They didn't just put a ball point answer. They didn't just copy from the textbook. They were really thinking about it. So for me, when I think about this, we have to stop trying to impress other people and really look at for ourselves, how can this help me? Like, at the end of this, how can this help me? How can I use this to improve my life? How can I change? What do I see that I need to do differently? And two, am I good with feedback? Can I respect the fact that she gave me a 98.9? Can I take the feedback and say, okay, this is what I need to improve? Or if I just look at myself honestly, I would have a list, as tall as I am, of things that I need to work on, areas I need to improve, things I could have did differently, areas where I didn't listen to the lecture or whatever it was. But there's always areas to improve. And so that's where I see the 98.9 to 100 is, none of us are perfect. And if I give you 100, it's saying that you're perfect. And we all have areas that we can improve. So just something to think about for yourself. How do you handle feedback? Are you somebody who receives feedback? Are you okay with receiving feedback? Do you take it with a grain of salt? Do you, take it and go ahead and try to improve? Do you see it as truth? Kind of, how do you feel about feedback?